Guys, I have terrible news. I've just been drafted for the United States Army.
SpongeBob SquarePants! Something in yellow and parts today! SpongeBob SquarePants!
Now I know what you may be thinking. Gmoney, when are you going to have time to review video games now? Well, luckily for you, I have one more to review before I'm sent off to the Gulag, because they told me as my first mission was to review Battle for Bikini Bottom, to review proper military techniques.
Well, I know a great military technique you'll be really good at. Get it? It's funny because you're around as a ball.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Who lives in a pineapple under the pineapple under the pineapple under the pineapple?
Our story starts off with Plankton plotting something really big, where he has this giant machine that's going to be making a bunch of robots to take over Bikini Bottom. But like a fucking dumbass, he falls on the switch that makes them obey him. Which, by the way, if you're gonna be an evil dictator, don't you think that the only setting that switch should have is kill all the Jews? Cut back to SpongeBob and Patrick's house and they're playing Seahorse and robots because, you know, they're normal fucking children? When SpongeBob and Patrick have the idea to wish for an army of robots to play with, which of course, you know. After going outside, SpongeBob sees Plankton and starts talking to him about all the robots, thinking it's his fault. With Plankton being Plankton, he decides to use SpongeBob to actually get rid of the robots so he can take over the Krusty Krab. The reason I like this story so much is because it seems so natural to the actual SpongeBob universe.
But Patrick, aren't we going to say the magic wishing words?
You already did!
So, okay is the magic wishing word?
It used to be Alakazama Alabala Wiesna Tikitana Fushbar Griddle Bits von Wiederschnauzer, but I kept forgetting it.
I'm kind of retarded.
I mean, this is legitimately an episode of SpongeBob, but it's a video game. Oh no. Oh, fuck. That can only mean one thing!
You didn't create that video!
Bruh.
Okay, how do I even start with this concoction? SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom is a sandbox platformer. Yeah, because when I think of amazing sandbox platforming icons, I think Mario, Banjo-Kazooie, Hat Kid, Spyro, and fucking SpongeBob. And the thing that just hurts is that this game is actually better than some of the games trying collectathons today. Like, how the fuck does that even happen?
We have technology.
It didn't work.
First of all, the moveset is actually not cancer. You have your basic moves, jump, double jump, ground pound, horns, and your basic attack using a bubble blower. And then later in the game, you get more moves like, oh, fuck you! Using these moves, you'll make your way through these large and aesthetically pleasing sandbox areas that pay homage to original fans of SpongeBob. And I'll admit, as an avid watcher of SpongeBob, I can say that they created a very faithful adaptation of what the settings look like. To get to these areas, you have to traverse Bikini Bottom in this main hub. Fucking move over, Bel Delfino Plaza! To get to these areas earlier discussed, you have to collect golden spatulas to pay the taxi. Think of golden spatulas in the context of these. As golden spatulas are the same as any other main collectible, these shiny objects are not. Shiny objects are used to open up parts of the world and buy spatulas from Mr. Krabs.
Shiny objects.
Thus rewarding exploration by making the side collectible actually worth trying to get. In Odyssey, I would collect coins just to buy outfits, which is fine, but it doesn't affect the world you actually play in. This game actually makes you feel like you should try and jump out and grab that shiny object. Oh god, I'm gonna be saying shiny object a lot, aren't I? try and jump out and grab that shiny object, even though it's out of your way. No one goes into Odyssey and says, "Oh fuck, missed the coin, gotta do all that shit all over again." Another thing I like is that it has different characters you can play as. In certain areas in the game, you will see this bus station, where you can change to either Patrick or Sandy, depending on the area. These character areas have completely different play styles. Like how Sandy's areas are more about platforming and fighting waves of robots, and Patrick's areas are slow and more about puzzle solving. Compared to how DK64 did multiple characters, SpongeBob's multi-character system is way easier and way more enjoyable. In DK64, you have these giant worlds with 1 or 2 change stations to change characters, which have their own set of collectibles, which causes a lot of frustration when you have to keep going back to the one barrel just to collect a fucking red banana. It feels like the worlds were constructed just for one character, and just a bunch of random-ass secondary collectibles. Meanwhile, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom actually constructs the world for all the characters and lets you collect anything with anyone. The characters themselves have pretty good animations for the time. It is very faithful to their show counterparts. I can't believe how well this game treats its source material's goofiness. Hell, one of the golden spatulas is obtained after you destroy Squidward. After you destroy Squidward's house. The fact that Heavy Iron and THQ were able to create mechanics based on gags from the show really proved to me that the creators of this game really cared about quality. But that doesn't make the game perfect.
That's crazy talk.
It's not crazy talk. This is crazy talk.
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I f***ing hate video games. Feels like the male fantasy.
Sorry. To start off, lots of the physics are more jank than I actually remember. There was this part in SpongeBob's house where this ball falls down to use as a platform, but it got stuck between these other wall and platform, and I tried everything to get that ball out, even leaving the room and coming back, but the fucker wouldn't come out. Now it's just sitting there. Menacingly! Speaking of jank, these signs are awful. You think that they would have programmed them to not react until you press a button near them. But no, let's just have it say everything once you get in a mile radius of them. And while we're at it, why not, oh I don't fucking know, put 50 million of these things everywhere? See, I wouldn't even be mad if it was just in the tutorial area, but they're fucking everywhere. Another thing is that most of the dialogue is well written, but poorly put together in this dialogue tree, and honestly, doesn't look anything like the first cutscene I showed you, making most of the interactions very uncomfortable.
You do that! Don't worry, Squidward! I'll bring back that King Jellyfish jelly for you to rub all over yourself.
The UI itself looks confusing to a newcomer, especially the ones in the range of SpongeBob's target demographic. I personally think some of the animations looks pretty stiff. And the most pressing out of all of them is that these areas, while expertly crafted, are so big that it's impossible to leave to go jerk off to some sandy cheese, and you try to come back to the same area and have forgotten everything that happened. But I can honestly look past all of that. This game's overwhelming charm pulls you back with all the content, mechanics, and comedic gameplay.
Oh my gosh, you're bald!
And even though it has some kinks, I like to believe that they don't impact the true experience all that much. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom is a good game, and worth your time. If you can hunt down a copy, please, for the love of Davy Jones's locker, give this game a shot. Well guys, I guess that's all for SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Which is sad, this is my last gaming review before I have to be sent to Auschwitz. God, if only some beautiful miracle would happen to cause world peace around the world.
Are you ready, kids?
I'm ready!
Who are you people?
Money on my motherfucking mind. Cut 5 haircuts at the same time. White gold pants, jet ski, made a wine. Foie gras bust of Albert Einstein. Get money.
Hard. Oh my god, I even have it on the PS2. Holy crap. See, I wasn't lying when I said I was addicted to this game. Okay, well, whatever.